Located on the Giza Plateau overlooking the Nile, the Sphinx holds secrets that date back thousands of years. The Sphinx lays patiently, waiting for us to discover its wild secrets. For centuries, scholars and archaeologists have debated the true purpose and origins of this crazy statue. Mainstream Egyptologists suggest that the Sphinx was built by the pharaoh Khafre in the Old Kingdom, and that its face resembles Khafre's face. However, many researchers outside the mainstream believe the Egyptologists are way off. The two sides have been fighting each other for many years. Insults and lies have been spread by both sides. One mainstream Egyptologist, Dr. Zahi Hawass, vehemently hates author Graham Hancock and engineer Robert Bauval. Incredibly, in 2015, Hawass actually stormed out of a televised debate between himself and Hancock, throwing a temper tantrum just because Hancock referenced Robert Bauval's Orion correlation theory. In the book, The Message of the Sphinx, A Quest for the Hidden Legacy of Mankind, Graham Hancock and Robert Bauval claim that the creation of the Sphinx and pyramids date back much further than previously believed, to a staggering 10,500 BC, or 12,500 years ago. This revelation challenges the mainstream narrative that the ancient Egyptians built these structures around 2,500 BC or 4,500 years ago. But that's not all. Using computer simulations, Hancock and Bauval proposed that the pyramids, along with their associated causeways and alignments, actually represent a celestial arrangement. They call it the Orion correlation theory, and it suggests that the placement of the Sphinx, the Giza pyramid complex, and the Nile River is an accurate reflection of the constellations of Leo, Orion, and the Milky Way. The Sphinx's orientation perfectly aligns with the sunrise on the spring equinox, symbolizing the resurrection of the sun god. The Sphinx also points directly towards the constellation of Leo. Comparably, the three largest pyramids correspond to the positions of the stars in Orion's belt. They believe this alignment was intentional, representing the journey of the pharaoh's soul to join the gods. And then we have the Nile River. Its winding shape when seen from above mirrors the Milky Way's path across the sky. The ancient Egyptians saw the Nile as a celestial reflection, a sacred river connecting the heavens and the earthly realm. Geologist Robert M. Schoch found that the dates assigned to the Sphinx by Egyptologists didn't add up. By studying the weathering patterns of the Sphinx, Schoch determined that it must have been subjected to heavy rainfall. But here's the catch. The last time Egypt experienced significant rainfall was around 7000 BC. This revelation contradicts the accepted theory of the Sphinx's creation and forces us to reconsider the timeline of ancient Egyptian history entirely. It seems that the geological evidence doesn't align with the pharaoh Khafre theory. Schoch believes it could be at least 9,000 years old, if not older. But why did Egyptologists get it wrong? Schoch points out that they might have been swayed by a desire to attribute the Sphinx to a more recognizable time in ancient Egyptian history. The late independent Egyptologist John Anthony West led a groundbreaking expedition in 1991. And during these expeditions, his team conducted extensive geological and seismic surveys. After the 3-year survey, West proposed a controversial theory about the Sphinx's age. He believed that the erosion patterns on the Sphinx's body and surrounding enclosure indicate that it was actually carved at the end of the last ice age, 12,000 years ago. This means that the Sphinx could be older than we've ever imagined, dating back to a time when heavy rains transformed the barren eastern Sahara into a lush landscape. The seismic surveys also revealed intriguing anomalies beneath the Sphinx, indicating the possibility of secret chambers and hidden passages that have yet to be explored. If West is correct, the implications are staggering. It means that the Great Sphinx could have witnessed civilizations rise and fall, including those that predate Egypt as we know it. Our perception of history would need to be completely reevaluated. Yet, despite this compelling evidence, mainstream Egyptologists have been reluctant to accept West's theory. Some argue that the erosion is simply a result of wind and sand, dismissing the possibility of a much older Sphinx. For decades, these four men have tirelessly examined the evidence, challenging the controversial ideas put forth by their peers. They have dared to ask the questions that many avoid, approaching the riddles of ancient Egypt with an open mind and an unwavering dedication to truth. Is the academia afraid to acknowledge the possibility of alternative narratives? These independent thinkers remind us that it is crucial to approach history with an open mind, an open heart, and open ears, so you can hear the sounds of ancient echoes.